Morning. I hope everybody is doing fine. So today I have decided to put this compost that I made from kitchen waste and dry leaves into the pots, a few of them. তো যেটা করতে হবে, আচ্ছা এই গাছটা হচ্ছে রেঙ্গুন ক্রিপার। So basically what I'm doing is এই মাটিগুলো সাইড থেকে খুঁড়ে তুলে দিতে হবে আর এইখান দিয়ে কম্পোস্টগুলো দিয়ে দেবো। I'll put the compost here and then I'll cover it up with the dirt. That's the basic idea. As you can see, this plant is root bound, but I'm a lazy gardener. অনেকে বলে যে repotting করতে, that's a tedious task or rather a Herculean task which I'll not be afford I'll not be able to afford at my age. So the other alternative is to make some place for the compost in the pot, put the compost and then cover it up with that. That's the easy way out. না এখানে এই মাটি তুলতে গিয়ে যদি একটু শিকড় কেটেও যায় তাহলেও খুব একটা ক্ষতি নেই, তার কারণ রুট বাউন্ড হয়ে গেলে গাছগুলো একটু একটু শিকড় কেটে গেলে কোনো ক্ষতি হবে না। নিউ রুটস উইল গ্রো even if the old roots get cut while I'm trying to dig up the soil at the edges of the pot. Okay, so that's done. Now I need to put the compost all around in this little trench and then I'll cover it up with the dirt. Okay, now the trench is covered with the compost. Now it's time to cover it up with the dirt that I dug up. এটা কভার করে দিলে কি হবে, এখানে অনেক ইঁদুর আছে, তারা মাঝে মাঝেই এসে সব খুঁড়ে বের করে দেয় মাটি ফাটি, সেইটা হবে না। যতখানি কভার করা যায়, I don't think the entire compost would get covered by the dirt because that is not much of dirt I could dig up, but at least some part of it would get covered. There are big rats here. They come from that empty piece of land which is there on the other side of the wall and they create havoc. They dig up the soil and do whatnot. Well, that's my neighbor's dog. Alright, now it's time to give a drink to the plant. So, this is the water which I collected from the kitchen. This is the after my wife washed the rice before cooking it, and we don't throw away the water, we keep it and feed the plants. So, I'll mix. Now, this liquid fertilizer is again made from kitchen waste থেকে তৈরি। অল্পই দেবো, otherwise if you don't be generous while pouring this liquid fertilizer, otherwise you'll be burning your plants. So I think a little more, yeah, that much is good enough. Give it a good stir. All right. It's overcast day today. The last 2 days it was sunny. Sunny. What am I saying? But the weatherman predicted that it is going to be a low pressure again. and we'll get more rains. Nowadays it's difficult to find the sweetness of the monsoon, because in our childhood days I remember it used to drizzle throughout the day, and that was the real monsoon rain. But nowadays all that we have is low pressure with heavy rains. The weather is changing, no doubt. Alright, one pot to go and so many more to take care of. That's why I'm a lazy gardener. Dig up the soil a bit and then mix the compost and then water your plant. Most of the plants in these pots that I have are root bound. Can't help, like I said, এই বয়সে আর রিপোর্টিং করা যায় না. It's a Herculean task. This pot also has a wild fern, if you can see it. There you go. And this pot houses this beautiful, I should call it a tree. In Bengali we call it chapa, a kat chapa. I'm I'm sorry, I don't know the English name. Anyway, okay, time to give it a drink. An angel fish in my aquarium has died, unfortunately. It's quite sad. It grew quite big. বেশ ভালোই বড় হয়েছিল. I'm not sure why it died. Uh, I do a regular water change. Maybe it was the end of the journey. Anyway, so I'll just show you what to do if you have fish and also planted potted plants, or maybe a garden. So don't throw away the fish, the dead fish. I mean, what you can do is to bury it in your pot or maybe in your garden. That will help your plant to, or rather, that will fertilize the soil. So let's do that. Let's give it a burial. So I've already dug a hole in this pot, and all I need to do is to put the fish in that hole there and cover it up with soil. It's that simple, nothing else need to be done. So rest in peace, angel. That's all you need to do. Job done. So never waste a dead fish. Use it in your potted plants or maybe in your garden. So that's all in today's video, and I just wanted to show you how I take care of the soil, how I feed the soil, to be honest. Okay, so take care. Goodbye, everybody. See you in the next one.